What was it like the moment you received that job offer?
It was the email I got, and I just read it and I was like, wow, it didn't even feel real.
What do you think is the most important part you found?
The knowledge sharing among people in the community is just invaluable. I'm definitely going to stay in the community throughout my career. I think it's the best move for me.
If people are now watching and they're on the fence as well about joining, what would you actually say to them?
Just give it a month. Honestly, just give it a month. It was when I started, I was like, yeah, I'm going to stay here. This is like, I'm not finding this kind of content anywhere.
What surprised you?
The community is strong, very friendly. It's definitely leading in the industry.
What would you say was that most important part for you to landing your role?
That's a good question.
Bashir, congrats, man. The man of the hour. The man that
Thank you,
landed
man.
a role within a month. This might be one of the craziest stories and one of the fastest people to actually land a role. So I'm sure that from this discussion, I'm going to learn a lot from you and how you had a targeted approach to achieve your goal. So I want a bit about your background, where you were at with your career, where you were at before joining Kodako, and where you're at now.
Yeah, definitely. So a bit about my career. I was a junior DevOps engineer in the public sector. So I was basically not getting exposed to like modern DevOps that like the wider industry does. And I was rarely getting ownership on any projects. I was kind of siloed doing very niche stuff. So my title was DevOps engineer, but I didn't really feel like one. That was kind of weighing on me. So I took like initiative to kind of just upskill as much as I could. But then obviously, like you fall into that tutorial hell, you don't really have direction and you don't know what to learn. So I felt like I needed some mentorship and like some direction. So that's why after a few friends convinced me, I joined Kodako, which is a really good decision for me.
Nice. And were those people already in Kodako or?
I feel like there were people that one of them was in it already and he'd seen good results. And I spoke to Saad as well. Like he kind of convinced me to just take the plunge just for a month. He said, just try it out for a month, basically, which is funny.
And you got the results in a month.
Yeah.
That being said, because you're someone that was already in the field, you may have been a junior. Sometimes Kodako and our sort of program can be seen for a lot of non-tech people, right? From a non-tech background. From your perspective, what made you decide to go down the Kodako route? Because there's a lot of ways you can upskill. Some people focus on certifications, Udemy courses, things like that. What would you say for mid-levels and juniors out there benefited you being part of Kodako?
Yeah, there's like a whole series on the interview prep, like 100 hours of that. So that was really useful. And that goes through like all levels of like DevOps, like what type of stage you're at, whether it's junior, mid-level, senior. So anyone in the industry can actually benefit from that. I really benefited from that as well. And the end-to-end projects that are really broken down for you, that are available to you as well, which I really benefited from, is really hard to come by, especially if you want someone to like actually explain like at a high level what's going on. So that's something even people in the industry could benefit from.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's the interesting part because a lot of people have those preconceived notions about doing a program or a boot camp and they feel like they might be taking a step back or, stigmas around it, especially they're already in the field. But I was speaking to Osama earlier. He's also a mid-level that managed to make incredible strides in his salary and career, right? Within a few months of being part of Kodako. So it started to be a repeated theme. And I think it's how you utilize it, because you were telling me you went straight into using the projects more, the ECS accelerator, a bit more in the advanced areas to really hone your knowledge, pick up the gaps. But that being said, what would you say was that single most important part for you to landing your role in Kodako?
That's a good question. It was building that project and kind of diagramming it in a way that was like easy for interviewers to like ask me questions that like I'd already like prepped for. So I was kind of leading them into a way which I knew the answers for. So I was kind of taking the lead in interviews as well, which like subconsciously I didn't even notice until it was done. So they were asking me questions of things that I'd already prepped for because I'm presenting a project that I know inside out, which is really good.
And so you had opportunities to present the projects you built as well, and you think that was big leverage for interviews?
Yeah, that was big leverage for interviews.
Nice. That's good to hear because not everyone gets that opportunity, and you saw a different dynamic with interviews, right? You were leading it and taking it in that direction. Do you think these skills are transferable in the long run as well, not just for where you're at now?
100%, yeah. I'm definitely going to stay in the community throughout my career. I think it's the best move for me.
That's good to hear because you can leave at any time. So it's really positive that after landing your job, and you're someone that only paid for the month, right? You've only paid 1 month.
Yeah.
I think that might be the craziest ROI anyone's had so far within Kodako.
100%.
what I want to actually discuss, and this has been quite interesting, I've asked a few people this question recently, is that moment you got the offer, because this happened quite quick. It hasn't even been a month yet, right? It hasn't exactly hit the month mark.
Did like 3 weeks and a half actually. It'll
Yeah.
be a month next week I joined.
Yeah, so taking that into consideration, what was it like the moment you received that job offer? Where were you? Was it a phone call conversation? Was it an email you read? What was your reaction? Were you with family? How did it feel? Because moments are very surreal.
It was an email I read. So I was just at work, just doing my daily tasks, you know, doing calls, picking up tickets, stuff like that. It was the email I got on my personal laptop, and I just read it and I was like, wow, it didn't even feel real, like, because it happened so quick. It took a while for it to sink in.
And then you were just like, "Alright, cool." I'm surprised you didn't hand in your notice right then and there, that moment, bro. Walk out.
Yeah, it was Friday, innit? So everyone was gone. So I haven't even done that yet.
Nice. And when it comes to, because you're a bit more experienced in the field, right? In terms of the get hired process, be it how strict we are around your CVs, LinkedIn, mock interviews, all of these components, what do you think is the most important part you found personally?
From my perspective, it was dialing in my CV and having a LinkedIn presence as well. That goes really far for visibility as well. And I don't think so much if you already have like a background, but if you don't, it's even more important your LinkedIn presence for recruiters to like even see you. But yeah, for me, it was the CV. Like, I spent a lot of time like tailoring it for the actual job role.
Nice. I think the good part as well is you're joining a company where there's another Coda member working there, which is really cool. How did you find that from like a community perspective? Because it's not like you're doing this alone anymore. Like, you're doing interviews together, right? You're in the same companies as certain people. So talk to me about the community presence.
So initially, when I was prepping for this role, right, I just thought like this would be like a learning experience, you know, test the waters, see how far I can get. I was like halfway through the main project I wanted to work on, right? I saw someone that was in Kodak already, had got a role in this company, so I reached out to him, and then he kind of just went straight to the lobby, gave me interview prep, told me end to end the entire process he had, and like really the knowledge sharing among people in the community is just invaluable. Like, it's amazing how supportive everyone is. People just come in the lobby and just like give you like an interview prep there and then.
No gatekeeping.
Yeah, no gatekeeping. They'll tell you like all the techniques they use to like that work for them, that I implemented as well.
That's positive. And what's your plans next? Because you said you plan to stick around in Kodaco. You've made your money back already. What's your plans, long run, next goals? Is there particular areas you want to upskill in? You know, what's your thoughts?
Maybe just actually finish the course, you know, because I didn't finish all the learning. So there's definitely more modules for me to do. Obviously, when you're going to a new role, you're going to have that imposter syndrome. So I might try and mitigate that with like keep learning, you know.
Exactly. And you could always ask questions in Kodaco. Like, if there's something difficult,
Yeah, definitely.
You could discuss a particular
that's the
topic.
plan.
You've done that. So you've got the whole support system there.
That's really the plan, yeah.
As you were someone that was actually on the fence about joining Kodaco, if people are now watching and they're on the fence as well about joining, what would you actually say to them?
If you're really on the fence and like you think this is like something that not for you, just give it a month. Honestly, just give it a month. That's what someone said to me, and it worked out like way better than I could have imagined, honestly.
That might be the motto. Just give it a month now. I might have to change
just give it a month. Just give it a month. Yeah, just give it a month.
And when did you instantly kind of realize the value and realize you're going to stick around? Was it day 1, day 3, day 7 when you're getting into the project? What was it?
It was when I started the ECS Accelerator series. I was like, yeah, I'm going to stay here. This is like, I'm not finding this kind of content anywhere. Like, I've done Udemy courses. I've done videos on like these type of projects on YouTube. No one was explaining it like the brother Mo was explaining it. It was really good.
Sick.
And there's like a repo as well. That repo is like really good. If you show that to like a senior engineer, right? Like, that's like industry standards they use, or everything that he's talking about, from the like the workspace to like the Terragrant. That stuff that seniors kind of gatekeep, you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot do, and a lot kind of gatekeep even their upskilling. They don't really talk about what they're working on and whatever, but suddenly they've got to this new role in this new company, and you're like, how did that happen? They don't even use the same tech stack we do, so that don't even make. But
that repo was so helpful to me in interviews, because I was talking about like the points in general, and they were really impressed. That they were like, wow.
So was that what surprised you the most about being in the inside? Like, what kind of caught you off guard where you're like, yo, this is a lot more better than I originally thought? Like, what surprised you? Would you say the technical?
Nothing is gatekeeps. The community is strong, very friendly. The best part is the technical stuff is like, it's sound. It's like, it's definitely leading in the industry, I'd say.
I think that comes from like the fact that we're still in the industry. So the fact that we all work in the industry, me, Mo, Abs, we're not like Udemy technical instructors that have done some theory. We can now teach the theory, but it's not really hands-on. Like we discuss, like even the ECS Accelerator series and whatever. If you actually watch this stuff, we discuss the pain points we experience at work. We're like, oh, you know what? The other day, someone did this when it came to secrets management, or someone did this, or these are issues with pipelines that are annoying. And when you're really in the field, you could really provide that value. And that's why we stick around and try and make sure what it is the sort of bleeding edge.
You could definitely tell when you go through that, people that are like leading in the field like made this.
Yeah, so that's awesome. And you know what's crazy is like there's so many questions that I want to ask you, and it could be like, oh, walk me through your journey and things like that through Codeco. But it's only been 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, that's
Look, I've got questions like, walk me through the last 6 months. And I'm like, this guy smashed it in 3 weeks.
We'll talk in 6 months, inshallah. We'll talk again.
Let's do that. Let's actually
we'll talk
revisit
again.
the conversation 6 months, see where you're at. I want to see you really get stuck into the Kubernetes stuff, the different components, inshallah, and see the results.
Mad. In my interviews, my Kubernetes knowledge is like really minimal. I just know the basics, but they were able to like look past all of that and give me a good offer because the AWS and like the CI/CD and the Terraform stuff was sound. Yeah. So that was really good.
That's positive to hear, man, because a lot of people, especially in the current job market, people are very strict, people are very harsh, people have options. There's hundreds of candidates for that same job. So if you are landing roles, it is meritocratic, right? They do have options. It's not like back in the days where the market would favor you. You got one certification. Yeah, let's give him a go. Now it's like everyone's hungry for that job. It's like the Hunger Games. So if you win, it's not an accident. If you land that job offer, you really put in the work and you were the best candidate. So keep it up, bro. And we'll revisit this conversation in 6 months and see the results there. If you keep up at this rate, I offer every month or something.
Inshallah.
Awesome. It's been an absolute pleasure, bro. Let's catch up. Hit me up in the community. Hit me up on the inside. We'll definitely stay locked in.
Will do, bro. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Yallah. Take care, bro. Assalamu alaikum.